Moors. Let me say this. I'm trying to do this live on my tablet. I'm trying to do this live on my tablet, and I don't like the quality of the camera. So this is a testing, 1, 2, 3 testing. So, but I'm just gonna try not to be loud and obnoxious, but at the same time, I do like the camera that I have on my phone, which is currently dead. It's been acting funny the past couple of days, so I'm gonna do this, not on that device. I'm doing it on my computer. So Islam, 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 peace and love. Pax et amor, gracias, tipi, ogo, dias and bonum. I wanted to come earlier, 9:30 actually, to talk to you guys about minding your own business, Moors. And what it's about, even though I do not like the quality of my camera on my computer, I'm going to deal with it because it offers me other options, so I can share my screen and do different things when I'm talking to specific things. So I do like it. I don't know how the quality and the sound is, but this is a testing case scenario, because even though my phone has the best camera, I can't like share my screen, and it's so small, and I don't feel like doing all that, and I want to hold it while I'm trying to talk to you. So anyway, the topic of today's broadcast is, let me know if you can't hear me, if the sound quality is not that great. Oh, what is the free conference? He always, see, Shabazz L, really? That's not what I was talking about. I was going to bring it up, but it's not what I was going to talk about today. But anyway, yes, we do have a Consul Commission class today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I haven't sent out the email for you guys to get the information. I'm going to tag it down here in this Facebook Live because I was doing an extraction. So sometimes things do happen. The Moors call me, and I have to kind of spring into action or spring them into action in regards to assisting with the extraction of their family members. So I was working on that this morning, amongst other things. Why does it make my lip look like it's suspicious? Anyway, today's topic, I wanted to talk to the Moors before Islam. Ishmael, I ain't talked to you in a long time. How are you doing today? How are you doing on this lovely Tuesday, a day of action, but not action that's not going to serve the purpose of the Moor, right? And the topic of today's Facebook Live is Moors, unconscious as well as conscious. Mind your own business. Mind your own political business. Mind your own nation, your own government. Let the Europeans be their own colonial political elections to their de facto unlawful corporations. What am I saying when I say that? What I'm saying is that today's election day is for the colonial occupation. It's for their, I don't like to call it a government because it's not a government. It's kind of like an oligarchy. They really deal, these individuals who think they're not a part of Britain and not of that nation or country, let's say, are sadly mistaken. The same problems that they have had back in the early 1600s, they have today. No, nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is Moors knowing what side they belong on. You belong on the side of your nation. The nation that you belong to is the Moroccan Empire, and there's a multitude of nations within that. I'm particularly a part of the Moorish National Republic federal government, right? I help nationalize, assist individuals with nationality, assist individuals' extractions, assist you with everything that you need to learn in Morocco to be allodial. Usury is forbidden in the... Al, I'm not talking to you right now, Al. I'm not talking to you right now. Anyway, so my point that I'm trying to make is that our family members, because they don't know any better, because they're not necessarily knowledgeable in government, law, or those things that functioning, competent individuals of a society are supposed to know at birth. They're supposed to learn that from the parents, their mothers, their fathers. They're not learning that. They're learning only how to be a good slave. And we're teaching that to our families if we're not teaching fundamental national principles of your Moorish government, right? So today, people voted. Today, Moors voted, conscious or unconscious. Now, we can't constantly always sit here and say, we do not want to be violated, we want equal protection, but you're in a jurisdiction that is inferior to your bloodline and nationality. Why would you hand in your rights for a privilege that someone can take away from you with a stroke of a pen? It would make no sense to do that, right? It would make absolutely no sense to do that, but we do it every day. We do it every day. And with the Moors, at least of the Moorish National Republic federal government and other nations within that affiliation of the Moorish American Consulate, we're here to assist you in realigning yourself, religion, realignment, into your nationality, your bloodline, your government. And to do that, you need to proclaim and declare your Moorish nationality. If you're unaware of what your bloodlines are, you got to do some due diligence. And guess who the best person to ask who you belong to, what nation you belong to? The stargate that brought you into this manifestation. That is your mother. Your mother is the best evidence that you have as to your nationality because she's the one that gave it to you. You can't get it anywhere else because you actually came out of her stargate. You manifested from there. She held you, she nurtured you, she took very, very good care of you while she was manifesting you in her womb for 9, 10, sometimes 11 months until you are birthed through her birth canal, her stargate, and then you come into manifested state. So she's the person that you ask your nationality, and that's where it comes from. No other source, family. So if your mom, you're not sure, my mom is fighting, it's tough, but yeah, she's gonna fight it because you gotta keep in mind the trauma that our people have been, that the trauma that has been inflicted upon our people based on dogmatic religious indoctrination, right? Christianity has been beaten into us in the most vile way that you can possibly think of. 99% of our family members are Christian, and all of those other sects of Christianity, not based on their own desires and will and intent, based on threat, duress, and coercion. Through years and generations of oppression, it has become somewhat of a culture of our people, but it's not that. So don't even acknowledge it as that, because it's not. It's not our culture. The way it's being taught dogmatically in society. Christianity is being used to keep you under their jurisdiction as well as subject to them as wards, because you cannot be those things. You have law. You have, what's the word I'm looking for? Supreme laws of the land, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the American Constitution, which is their oaths, the Declaration of Independence, which is their pledge, the Zodiac Constitution. Get those documents, download those documents, read those documents. Article 4 of the Confederation, if you could, post it, I could definitely read it. If you post that particular information, I could definitely read it. In addition to that, so the reasons why I came on here was to talk to you about minding your own business. And what do I mean by minding your own business? Organizing and supporting your nation. Because contrary to popular belief, Moor talked to me or it was a post where he talked about, what did he say? He said, we don't have no libraries, we don't have no schools, we don't have, yes, you do. Everything that's on your land of Morocco belongs to you, Moors. It's yours. The problem is you've been subjecting yourselves, we've been subjecting ourselves to their corporate ward statuses because we didn't realize we had a nationality and it superseded their wardship statuses. We can't be a part of their nation. The supreme laws of the land tells you that you cannot be a part of their organizations unless you denationalize yourself and become a ward of their state, colonial state. It's the only way you can do it. And once you get outside of national principles, you are now considered an outlaw because you're outside of it. It cannot apply to you. You cannot use it. You can't use the code statutes of even their organizational structure because you're an outlaw. They're not going to tell you that it doesn't apply to you. That's why they violate you and don't even, when you sit here spitting so-called supreme law, you spitting all of these different laws and codes and stuff, they sit here and look at you like you just don't know what's going on. You're an outlaw, even in their union as a ward, because you don't belong there. So that's why they do whatever they want to do to you, pull you over for jaywalking, traveling in your own conveyance on your own land, because you don't have conveyance, you don't have land if you don't acknowledge that you are a Moorish American national. That is what ties you to the land, that is how you come off of sea, out of the sea. Our people outside of nationality are lost at sea. You're lost at sea, family, which means law doesn't apply to you. National principles don't apply to you, and the citizens can do whatever they want to do. But keep in mind, we don't even have citizens, right? So people just doing whatever they want, and you have no recourse because law doesn't recognize you because you're swimming. You're swimming out to sea. You're swimming out in the oceans. And just think about being in the middle of the ocean with no land masses around you. And ships come by. And the ships that come by are the United States Service Corporation ships. They come by and they see all of these people cast out to sea, and they're like, ooh, wars. Pick them up. We can keep them as slaves. We'll just act like they're part of the citizenship, but we'll have code words for them called Negro, colored, and black. So whenever you saw Negro, colored, and black, you didn't have to treat them. You could treat them any old kind of way you wanted to because law doesn't apply to them. So man, you get a chance to be however you would like to be. So they scoop you up from the sea, even though technically you're still out to sea. Family, the only way you can come out of the sea and your proper person is by swimming to shore. And the way you swim to shore is by proclaiming and declaring your Moorish nationality. Islam? So if you think you're voting for a political figure, even if they look Moorish, they're figureheads, they're wards. Any political politician that is running for any political office of that service corporation, the state of, the municipality of, supreme council of, anything that's outside of Moorish nationality is ward status. How are they going to speak for you? How are they going to do anything for you when they're subject to the same? How are they going to do that? They're wards, and they don't belong in that corporation at all, and they're only using them, putting people that look like you, putting people that look like me into those organizations only for you, so you will be mystified thinking that you belong to them, making you think that you have arrived. All of the sacrifices, all of the trauma, all of the wardship statuses, all of the jobs meant something. All of your sacrifices meant something. And here's the reality is you haven't been sacrificing anything but your own self. You've been sacrificing you. The corporation has been violating you since you were born, since your mother was born, since your grandmother was born. So I said, Moors, conscious as well as unconscious, mind your own damn business. Let the Europeans figure their own stuff out because you have things to figure out in your own nation. Why Moors contact me talking about, I need a witness, when you have a community full of Moors. A community full of Moors who don't know who they are. And fighting, walking, marching, complaining, looting, rioting, to find a place as to who they are. If you're looking for the Albion to tell you who you are, you're sadly mistaken because they're eating off of your back. Never going to tell you how to be back into noble status and put them back in subjection, servant status, which is the status they've never left. You've just been giving them your nobility. So a lot of our Moorish brothers and sisters voted today. Just know it's a corporation, it's not a republic. It's a corporation that elects officials based on the commissioners, based on the board of directors, board of trustees. They decide who they want at the top of their organizations, not the wards that are subject to them. So you can sit here and keep complaining, keep sending letters, keep talking to these individuals who have absolutely no interest in liberating you because they're themselves are subject. They're just comfortable subjects. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, you do. You do have nationalized Moors voting today because our people want to be a part of something, right? But they don't want to do the work. A lot of our people don't want to do the work of nation building, of taking a little extra time daily, monthly, nightly to edify or liberate themselves, right? Because the reality is, while we're home watching all of the shows that we love to watch, other nations have council meetings, have board meetings, have meetings on how to liberate and increase their positions in communities. Moors, your status is above anybody's status here in Morocco, but yet you're going to the very people who owe you through the Declaration of Independence, or owed your ancestors through the Declaration of Independence, their lives, their liberty, and their property, and their honor. You're going to them and they're sitting here looking at you like, this person doesn't even know that we're subject to them, but okay, we'll take advantage. We'll keep asking them for these Federal Reserve notes, keeps slaving them out in these JOBs. We'll keep doing all of that until they just get tired of being subjects. Moors, when you gonna get tired of being subject? No, us here at the Moorish American Consulate, the Moorish National Republic Federal Government, we're not subjects. We know we are the heirs to this vast estate, to Morocco, and we are pushing all corporations, whether or not they are Asiatic or Albion European, to the supreme laws of the land. And a part of that condition is nationality. Nationality is the order of the day. You're not going to be able to avoid proclaiming and declaring something, because wardship status is another pretty word for indentured servant, another pretty word for the enslaved. I came on live today specifically because everybody's out there rushing at their JOBs so they can go and register to vote. As conscious or unconscious Moors, you have a nation, volunteer for your nation to build it up, because corporations are getting leaned based on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, based on the American constitutions and the violations of both of those supreme laws of the land, as well as the Declaration of Independence, are getting leaned out of business. And Moors are doing that. To ask for a a wardship card, a state card for identification is against the American Constitution, Treaty of Peace and Friendship, Zodiac Constitution. To ask for Federal Reserve notes for any type of corporate business in Morocco to a Moroccan, a Moorish American national, is a violation of Treaty of Peace and Friendship in the American Constitution. You're going to get lien for that. What else? Charging Moorish American nationals for rent, for more debt pledges, for electricity, resources, for food, for cell phones, automobile conveyances is against the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in the American Constitution, because you have not made one single payment to the Moroccans or the Moorish American nationals of Morocco. You're getting liened. This is notice of intent to lien all corporations domiciling, doing business in Morocco, and violating and holding up policies, codes, and ordinances when you have laws that govern our society, our nation. Again, that's the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the American Constitution. I posted 3 scripts. 3 scripts. One was human trafficking alert, and the other one was what to say when you are in tribunals and they keep trying to just do business as usual. I posted 3 of them. I'm gonna go see if I can find them so I can read them to you, because I do want to read those. Let's see if my electrical devices will assist me. We shall see. No, it's not there. Yes, it is. I always gotta sign on to every damn thing. Let's see. These are all supposed to be mapped and shared. Don't you have issues when every time you go to apps, they ask you for your codes? They ask me for my codes, and I'd be like, for the life of me, I don't remember my damn codes. And I'd be sitting here like, oh gosh. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go to another app to show you, but I put it in my Gmail. So let's go to Gmail, because I want to read it to you. I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. So let's see, let me go to it first before I share my screen. I don't know if you guys can still see me or still hear me. I am praying that you can. Okay, here it is, human trafficking alert. We're going to do the human trafficking alert first. Let's see if I can share my screen, because it said I should be able to share my screen, but you know, when you get on here, all types of stuff be happening. It did say I could share my screen. All right, whatever. I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm here. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to that particular area. Can hear and see Islam. So I'm going to go to that screen and go and read the human trafficking alert. Now, Moors. The human trafficking, oh, I can go on here. Yes, I can. Wow, instead of changing screens. This is why having multiple devices is very convenient. Oh, it's 12:34. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get into numerology, Moors. It shows you how to navigate. Why am I going to Facebook, y'all? I don't even know where I'm going. Email. I'm going to email. Islam. Anybody have any questions? Like I said, we have our first Consul commissioning class at 7 p.m. Eastern time today on freeconferencecall.com. I have a list about 47 people so far, and I'll be sending that email out simultaneously, hopefully as soon as I get off of this live, barring I don't have another extraction to do immediately. We're going to wait a second. So anyway, the human trafficking alert, script. Moors, why can you call the human trafficking alert hotline to report when a Moor is detained, kidnapped, human trafficked by wards of the colonial corporate state undisguising themselves as officers or law enforcement when they are highway bandits, highwaymen. Has anybody read the human trafficking alert? What do you call it? Have anybody read that act? Because it came out in 2005, again in 2010, and then again in 2013. So they're kind of trying to tell you, why ain't we getting no human trafficking alerts from Moors who are being kidnapped and human trafficked for fake fiat, unlawful currency by these towns, municipalities that your butts just went and voted for. I wait. Realize you're going to vote for the very people who employ these police departments, because they're employed by the county, the state, the borough, to human traffic you, so you can do as they instruct. Give them fiat or give them the body. They're either going to take fiat from you or you as payment for fiat, which is what slavery really is. Okay. So the human trafficking alert is you text 233-733. 233-733, and you text that script, and you put the Moorish American Nationals name, their ex-rel, and who's holding them. Now, it says enter the following information and copy another Moorish American National and save the text and add the record, right? So it says to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, human trafficking alert for Moorish American National, appellation here. I just did one today. In the Moor ex-rel wardship name. So that's the label, that's the title, right? And then you got human trafficking is defined in several ways and includes false imprisonment and being held against your will for finance, Federal Reserve notes. This is notice in a command that you provide a case number for the following Moorish American National and international human trafficking crime, and enter the corporate colonial state or county or borough or municipality that the policy enforcer claiming to be a law enforcement agent or a police officer with no delegation of authority from any corporation. They are subcontract employees of a corporation. You put that information there. So if it's the county, the borough, put that information there. You put whatever magistrate signed that order and authorized that citation, you put that information there. As well as the policy enforcer who specifically detained your loved one is currently unlawfully detaining an Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish American National against his or her will. His or her Moorish appellation is, insert their appellation ex-rel as well with their born name. They are demanding ransom money for his or her release under color of law and without lawful jurisdiction. This message is from Moorish American National, Moorish American Consulate at North America and the Moorish National Republic Federal Government. Please provide, or I command you provide, a case number for the record. That is a text you can send. You can go online and file it online, as well as you can do it by phone. So you can send a text to 233-733. You can call 888-373-7888, or you can go to the website humantraffickinghotline.org to report for the case number for that human trafficking of your Moorish brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters, if you don't know that you are being human trafficked, you do not know the laws of the land, national principles, or constitutional law, and you yourself are subject as a ward of any colonial, corporate, foreign state. So that's the first one. We did two other ones. The other one was the script for when you're at Walmart venues. And we call Colonial, Foreign, Corporate, Tribunal, freighting as district courts, freighting as perpetrating themselves as district courts, as tribunals. They don't have any jurisdiction. They should not even have court or district court on their websites. They shouldn't have .govs on their websites, and many of them do not have .govs because they know better, because that is violation of USC Code 18. What's the word? I can't think of the code right now, but it's where they're impersonating an elected official. So it's the script for de facto courts, in air quotes, Walmart venues. Whenever you're thinking of their tribunals, think of Walmart. Think of how ridiculous it would be to go into Walmart and go in there demanding and commanding things lawful. It's a corporation. Y'all need to see them for what they really are. Get the scales out of your eyes and see the world for what's really going on, and stop burying your head in sand because you don't want to deal with the fact that you are a slave. I am Moorish American National, in propria persona sui juris. I am exercising all of my rights at this time, to include now. I am a Moorish American national who is both Aboriginal and indigenous to this land of North America. I am the executor, the administrator, the claimant, the creditor, and beneficiary of my own estate, and you are not but a former trustee. You will not subrogate my identity at any time, and you are hereby commanded to cease and desist all commercial and admiralty facts against me immediately, and dispose of all charges, claims, suits, should be air quotes, liens against me and the Aboriginal indigenous people immediately. I am alive and I am not lost at sea. What did I just say? You proclaimed and declared your Moorish American nationality and how you are the executor, administrator, claimant, creditor, and beneficiary of your own estate, and those individuals acting like they're still your trustees are no longer that, because you specified that they're former trustees. Know that as a ward of a colonial corporate foreign state, you are giving them, electing them, appointing them your nobility to do things for you, because you cannot do them for yourself, because you are a ward and you never proclaimed and declared your nationality. So they are acting as your trustee because you appoint them by calling them officer, by calling them your honor, by calling them magistrate, by calling them judge, by calling them police officers. You are electing them to be the trustee of your estate, which is you and everything you own, because you don't have a nationality. The third script. This one's longer. I like this script, and I'm going to end with this script because I like to give knowledge, and I like to give action, things that you can actually practically do. But keep this in mind, Moors. If you are not declared and proclaimed, if you don't have nationality identification cards in your pocket, if you did not declare and proclaim your Moorish nationality specifically, these practices, these processes do not apply to you, because you're an outlaw. You're outside of law. Law cannot treat with you until you swim your butts to land and get out of the sea. You have to swim to land, and when you swim to land, that's what nationality really, truly is. Islam? All right. We moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of our own damn pie. Moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of our own pie. Islam. I just like to break stuff up because people can get too serious. Anyway, this script is for when you are being detained. Well, it's a lot more detailed because you need to, and this is a script that you need to learn. So if it mentions a law, go read the law so you can have that in your arsenal. If it mentions a contract, go read that contract. This is how you become competent in Morocco as a Moroccan, a Moorish American national. The executors, administrators, claimants, creditors of your estate. You no longer have trustees for unless you appoint them. Islam? And you appoint them by the words you say, the spells you cast. You appoint them. So if you say, yo, I live at resident 22222 Michigan Avenue, you done appointed them trustee over you. If you say, Your Honor, you done appointed them trustee of your estate. If you say judge, you give them that title over you. When you say officer, you just appointed. You gave them delegation of authority. Verbal communication, verbal. Guess what came first? What was first? First, there was the word. First, there was the word. And the word was God. And the word was with God. And the word was good. So first is the word. Okay? Anyway, what else? All right. So this script is for when you're being detained. I know I talk fast. I don't like keeping you on here for long periods of times, Morris, because I know you're busy. Subjugation is a little fucked up. I didn't mean to curse y'all. So if you got babies there, DEFACTO, juris. Okay. Put the English version of that on there so people know what you're saying. Repeat this over and over again without answering any of their questions. Command they answer your questions. When you're doing a mantra, when you're manifesting, 3 times is the trick. And then you end it with, so mote it be, ashe, I mean, or, oh, it's one popular one, which is in most stories. Once upon a time, the end. It's one specific that I can't come to my head. Abracadabra. I think it was abracadabra. Can't really particularly remember. But when you say your mantra 3 times and you speak it, you are manifesting it. Moors, manifest your desires. Just as long as they're on the 5 fundamental principles, which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So repeat this over and over without answering any questions, because you command. You command. So if you're commanding, you ask all the questions and they answer you. They're the servant. They're the servant hoping you give them authority to act on your behalf as a trustee based on the questions they ask you and the answers you give. So knowing who is the superior in any altercation is the one answering all the questions and the one asking all of the questions. So always be the asker, never be the answerer. Islam? Again, repeat this over and over again without answering any of their questions and commanding they answer your questions as the servants they know that they are. What is your status? Who gave you the authority or permission to be in Morocco? Status is everything. If you don't have a status and your status is under work subject status underneath a servant of a service corporation, then you can't even ask that question. You have to be in your proper person. You have had to declare and proclaim your nationality, your Moorish American nationality, because we're the sovereigns here. So you ask that question. What is your status? What's your status? Who gave you the authority to be in Morocco? Wait for them to answer. Now they're going to try to ask you a question. Repeat. What is your status? Who gave you authority and permission to be in Morocco? They're going to say, oh, the state of is a corporation. It's a corporation. It doesn't negate to land. And that is subject to Morocco. So if you're saying you came here or by the authority of the Commonwealth of, that only exists on paper. So are you saying you only exist on paper? But that's impossible because you are in a position claiming to be a thing, claiming to have a title, but yet you don't even have a status. Because in order to have a status, you have to have nationality. And if you don't have nationality, you have to have some other form of status to be in Morocco. So when they don't answer that and they answer it with a corporation, they are telling you they are also a ward of the state. And if they are a ward of the state, they are a servant and they answer to you. So switch the roles. Did the Moroccans, this is number 2, did the Moroccans, we the people, the Moorish American Nationals, give you delegation of authority, state your jurisdiction for the record, and provide scribed written proof to submit into evidence? Because you are on my court of record. You are on a court of record. My court of record as a Moorish American National. So they're going to juggle, they're going to get all frazzled. State your case. They're going to try to intimidate you with, we're going to arrest you, we're going to find you contempt of court. They're going to try all these things to create you from getting off of your square. Ultimately, you're on the chessboard. You all are on a chessboard, and not checkers. Boards are on the checkerboard. Your asses are on the chessboard as the nobility of the land, and they're on the side with pawns. All they have are pawns on the side, on their side of the board, right? And all they do is push different pawns in a way. So they got all these pawns pushing in front of you, and you ain't got to slash no, you ain't got to swing a sword. You sing your words, because first there was the word. You command. That's what you swing. You're swinging only words. They're pushing people in front of you, but you're swinging only words because that's all you need to defend yourself. Okay. All right. Never allow them to get past 1 and 2, status, jurisdiction. If they can't give you a status and they can't give you a jurisdiction, they can't go no further, and you keep it there. You don't let them go beyond. You command them to dissolve everything, to dismiss the charges because they don't have jurisdiction and they don't even have status, and that you are going to lien them because they just violated the supreme laws of the land by even trying to act in a particular capacity. 3. Okay, 3 was never let them get past 1 and 2, status and jurisdiction. 4, when they're going to keep getting belligerent with you, I'm just explaining these things, but they're going to keep trying to get belligerent with you, and you say this is notice of intent to lien for not only failing to state your status, 1, and jurisdiction, 2, but not acknowledging the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of Morocco and the United States of American, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and the United States of America, 1786 and 1836, violating the Constitution for the United States of America by establishing corporations disguised as courts, which you have no authority in Morocco to do, specifically trafficking Moorish American nationals on codes, statutes, ordinances, and regulations, which are not laws, and laws any national or subject of Morocco is bound to acknowledge or follow. What did I say? You're leading them for bringing you in there and not giving you status, not putting their status on the record or their jurisdiction on the record. You're leading them, you're telling them you're going to lien them, and this is their notice of intent to lien you and those who you speak for and who speak for you. We're going to talk about that in a second. You are additionally violating the Declaration of Independence, 1786, where your founding forefathers, Alexander Hamilton, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, John Jay, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and George Washington pledged their lives and yours. They pledged their lives, property, and liberty in honor to the Supreme Judiciary of the Moroccan Empire. That was the purpose of the American manner of and commerce, that you fly here, but presume, to me at least, to know what it stands for while violating the agreements and covenants which the Constitution for the United States of America. I command those be removed wherever they fly in Morocco. I command everyone in this room, everyone here partaking into this fraud, I command everyone in this room and a part of this corporation to state their names for my record, as they will be liened 100,000 each in lawful gold and silver backed currency for each Moorish American national that is illegally detained and trafficked in illegal organizations, disguising itself as speaking for any government with any jurisdiction. So mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. You're spelling them, babies. You're spelling them. If you have their names, say their names repeatedly, because you manifest for Moors. You are the manifestors. Manifest your destinies, family. Manifest your divinity, your God, the God in you. But you can't do none of this if you haven't at least made your allegiance to your nation, to your God, to the great God Allah, by declaring and proclaiming your Moorish nationality. You ain't using this. They're gonna look at you like, okay, yeah, detain this person. So I'm gonna go run through this real quick again. And if you have a question, put your question out. Stop it. Stop. All right. This script is for when you are being detained. Repeat this over and over again without answering. I suggest you memorize this. Memorize it. But know what you're memorizing. I don't believe in just memorizing something and you don't know what the hell, you just know what you're saying. Memorize why you're saying it. That is where the power, that is where the spell, that is where the manifestation is. Okay. What is your status to be in Morocco? Who gave you permission to be here? Did the Moroccans, we, give you delegation of authority because we're the only ones that can give it to you? And what is your jurisdiction? The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Detroit, the Commonwealth of whatever name they come up with in their heads, those are corporations and they are not sovereigns to the land you are and your nation is, and it can be the only one that give delegation of authority. Never allow them to get past status or jurisdiction. They have to get that done. They have to, you command them provide that. And then 4, notice of intent to lien you because you didn't satisfy 1 and 2. And you're commanding that they give your names for your lien and you're going to lien them. So mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra.
Hello. Hello,
so let it be written, so let it be known. Is stop, Corey. So I came here to mystify the political arena because it's a dog and pony show. I think that is. It's a dog and pony show. So they can show the international community, look, we need to still do things for them because they still don't even get, they have their own nation and we're subject to their nation as trustees and servants, but they keep coming to our political platforms making stank. Rioting because they can't vote because they don't have war cards. All these things. This is notice of intent to lien all those in the funk on a nasty dunk. Whatever the heck I just try to say. I'll be trying to be funny, y'all. I'll be trying. So Pax et Amor. Happy Tuesday, the day of Mars, the day of, where does it say? The day of, it's ruled by Mars and it's best for active and goal setting magic, which is why all of their political elections are held on Tuesdays. That's your science. They're doing your science. They're giving you the wham, bam, thank you, man. Islam, y'all, I'm getting off this Facebook Live because I did say I wanted to come on for that. I wanted to come on and tell you, Moors, mind your business. Moors, mind your business, and I love you. Mind your business, and I love you. And we do have class tonight. We do have class tonight, and as soon as I get off of this, I will send you guys the link as well as the email with the link for today's conference call for Consul commissioning. Pax et Amor, Dias and Bonum, bye-bye. Research and find out what I just said. Pax et Amor, it's Latin.
Go,
your language. Peace and love for you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, wait a minute. Brandy, should you state on the record that you are there for special appearance to clarify matters at hand and not for judgment? Yes, most of the time, these are for individuals who've already been detained. These scripts are for individuals who've already been detained. But if you decide to make a special appearance because your affidavits, your writs, your commands are supposed to precede you, and they're supposed to be mailed with tracking documentation and verification, as well as return receipt, because that is your special appearance. Your special appearance is those documents. You're emailing them, you're faxing them, and you are sending U.S. mail, partials. That is your special appearance. You don't go into tribunals willingly and with your own intent, because that is a part of jurisdiction, but it's really not. Because as soon as nobility comes into those tribunals, it is an Article 3 venue, and you are the judge. But if you want my personal opinion and my personal consul advice, you don't make special appearances, because that denotes to damn, it's 50 minutes, denotes to jurisdiction. So let your documents precede you. Make sure you send them certified and return receipt, because that is your proof they've been put on notice. And if they still try to violate you by issuing out warrants, you just have way more bodies to put on your liens that you will monetize and send bills of attainder to them. And they will honor those, or they will get decolonized from the land for warring against the nation and the nationals. Pax et amor, peace and love, Dias in bono. Gracias ti oco. Peace, Moors.